Afternoon. I hope that it's going to work. After many years of collecting data and trying to see what it is sustainable or not, we have demand from locals, from islands, what they can do because they are under tourism pressure. And we have decided that we have to work with them in order to help them to understand what is happening and how they can plan for their future. As I said, they ask us to collaborate with them, and we try to have, first of all, an understanding about these islands, what is really happen, and then to speak with them. Of course, we're speaking, all of us, about tourism, but the islands have specificities because they are small places, and Greek islands, we have to treat for 80 destinations in Greek islands, 80, not 18, 80 destinations, so it is much more difficult. And the questions over tourism, as it was here in Balearics, in Canary, in other destinations, it are present now. Last year, in a lot of Greek islands, there was a movement for the beaches because there was not enough space for locals. So over tourism, what is happening with the current capacity of the islands, because we have seen a lot of problems, mainly have to do with water resources, and they ask how to can manage all this. And as we always do, we have a holistic approach in order to see not only what we are doing with tourism, but what we're doing with all our other activities on the island, because as tourism has begun the main activity, there are a lot of problems that development on the islands is not anymore sustainable. The stage of the methodology, first of all, we try to have the stakeholders' perceptions through questionnaires, mapping the current situation with data and qualitative information, confirming with stakeholders about current situation, that means speaking with them around the table, scenarios building, presentation, discussion with residents and authorities about the scenarios through very well-structured questionnaires, and then proposing a policy plan. I'm not going to speak about our methodology. I have presented before in other INSTOM meeting, but we're trying to see all the activities, as you can see, not only tourism, and to see what are the results of the activities and the footprint of the activities, and then what is happening with the current capacity of the destinations. I'm going to present very briefly the two case studies about Tinos and Serifos Island in the Cyclades Islands. What we tried in the beginning, it is to record tourism activity with emphasis on tourism supply, tourism demand. It's not so easy because there is a lot of different accommodation, and data is not always accurate as we like to do, to have. Then try to show the results of the activity, such as tourism expenditure, the revenues of enterprises in tourism, the employment generated, and the resource consumed. This is very basic data, but it's not easy to have it. I can say to you that overnight stays on islands, it is a very difficult issue to have them. So we cannot have the information, the information that it is available. It is not always available on island level. Perhaps it is on NUTS 2 or NUTS 3 level. So that means it is very difficult to have the accurate information for each island. And then to assess if the effects of the tourism activity, the pressure exerted by footprint, is creating a problem to the carrying capacity of the destination. In the beginning of this methodology, as I said before, we have a discussion with the stakeholders and the questionnaires. I'm going to present the questionnaires a little bit quickly. What we have done with the questionnaires Serifos and Tinos, the two islands, very important information is about the employment status of the people responded, because we know very well that people that are working in tourism activity are much more easy to for them it's much more easy to accept the pressure of tourism because they earn from tourism. So it was very important for us to know if they have income for tourism or not. And of course, their annual income. What they see as main problem on the island, the problem of wealth, it is always the most important problem on islands. And you see water management is the second one, because mainly the 3 years now with the climate change, the problem of water, it is very important, the waste disposal, landscape maintenance, and other, you see the other issues. What locals think that it is most important. And of course, trying to see how they see tourism for them, if they have more benefits or more problems from tourism. Strongly agree or strongly disagree. If they are satisfied with the tourism management and promotion. And other type of questions, if tourism helps the locals to have additional income. Here is for Airbnb, a very specific and very critical issue on the islands nowadays, where people cannot find any more home to stay, mainly teachers, doctors, and civil servants cannot settle on the islands because they cannot find a house to rent. And of course, a lot of them agree that give income to people, helps locals to repair their holiday home, but make difficult to residents to find a house and so on. So we confirm what is happening with Airbnb on the islands. Another set of questions, if island has an integrated plan, if people working on tourism are from the island or not. That means because we have a lot of issues with owners of business or workers on tourism that are not anymore from the islands, and so a lot of income is leaving the island. or if I feel safe on the island where I live. That means if tourism creates problems to locals. For us, a very important issue is if tourism destroys or help to maintain the identity of the island. It is very important. If improve the quality of life, the cost of living, very important things to know. Something also very important, as in many islands, even if they have a strong tourism activity, they're losing population. So we ask them why, what it is important for them to stay on an island. So it is very, very important to know about the attractiveness of the islands and about the sustainability of destination. You see in Serifos, it is under the level of 5. It was scored from 0 to 10. And you see in the two islands, and these are not very developed touristic islands. It is, I can say, in the third level of tourism development, these islands. And even if it is so, people consider that the islands are not sustainable destinations. Of course, we don't stop measuring, trying to use what we have seen in INSTO, what we are working on MST. We're trying to see what are the very important variables and indicators concerning either tourism sustainability or carrying capacity of the destination, and try to see what it is we can consider as excellent or as very bad. Here you see that it is for island of Mykonos, the data I have put here, and to see that we have very good economic results, but very bad environmental results. That means that we can see that in island areas, having seen in two levels, tourism sustainability, that means the footprint of tourism activity, how this tourism footprint affects destination sustainability, we can have an idea of what is happening. The next step, we have done it for Serifos and Tinos. It was, as I said before, but I cannot present it because it is, because it is very, very long to present it here. It was the scenarios. And what we present the scenarios, we discuss with them the scenarios, as I said in the beginning, with other questionnaires, and it was, and we present to them, finally, a policy proposal. Thank you.